One of the key things that we learned in this entire exercise is that you have a product and a service that people need, but they don't know they need it. You have to tell them that they need it, and you have to tell them why. So to successfully reach new targets and entice them to consider rent-to-own, it is imperative that the industry counter these perceptions. Because those perceptions, like I said, accurately or inaccurately, fairly or unfairly, rightly or wrongly, they are what they are. I always say as a marketing professional, we are not about dealing with the world the way we want the world to be. We are about dealing with the world the way the world is. So we have to start with understanding what we're facing from a marketing challenge and then work to correct that.
That you can't still target millennials with direct mail. However, you have to be very specific about the way you do it. In order to attract their attention, it has to be a self-mailer postcard. It has to be, very simple. They're not going to open anything. In addition to that, it has to be a very quick read. You have 3 seconds. They are looking at the mail, and in those 3 seconds, they either decide to throw you in the trash or to keep you. And so you have to have a very impactful message right there. It has to be a good quality paper. That came up a couple of times. They are going to judge you. Talking about the whole how they are very image conscious, they're trying to figure out if you're cool, if you're a good company. They will judge you by the quality of the piece. So it needs to be a nice quality piece with a very exciting message. Again, you have those 3 seconds. You don't catch their attention, you're done. Social networks are a must. A lot of them complain a lot about the Facebook ads, how they don't like them, et cetera, et cetera. But then when we asked them, where can you be reached, they said Facebook. So, they don't like them, but that's where they are, that's what they see. So you should have a Facebook page. And you can also utilize paid ads to go beyond that. So we talked about how you can use them to target Hispanics. Obviously, you can use them to target millennials. There's a couple of things that you can do. You can do a post and you can boost it, or you can do an ad that links to your Facebook, or you can do an ad that links to an outside page. There's a lot of other things that you can do, but those 3 are the top things.
Average American household has 70% of their disposable income after eating, drinking, eating out, owning a home, paid their utilities, hooked to the internet, left to do what? I call it buying crap, okay? And I don't mean crap in a bad sense, because what's one person's crap is another person's what? Treasure, okay? What's interesting, though, if it's truly close to, wait a minute, let's see. How much of the American economy is consumer-driven? About 70%. Huh. What is your crap factor? 70%. Coincidence? 24 hours in the day, 24 cans of beer in a case. Coincidence? All I'm trying to tell you, folks, is this. You want a vibrant economy, you have to have a high crap factor. It's what creates economy. Okay. It creates markets. Now, here's the take-home to you, though, folks, okay? When we ask Americans, when I explain those numbers, and they're averages, you understand that. You understand, though, what I did, and the numbers, I didn't include cars, did I? Okay. I didn't include health care. I didn't include the cost of education. Are you with me? I didn't include a lot of things in it. I fed you, bought your booze, let you eat every other meal away from home, bought you a home, paid your utilities, hooked you to the world. But the rest of the stuff, I'm leaving that to your choice. And some people don't choose to live in an average home. They choose to live in what? They like to live in a little condo, a small one, a big one. With me? They like to send their kids to public school or private school. Are you with me? Some of them like 5 cars. I don't know. It's their choice. That's the most important thing. The takeaway for you in your business is this, because my late father taught it to me on the ranch in the Panhandle of Texas when I asked him why we couldn't have a new pickup because we were driving an old piece of crap. And he said, people afford what they want. And your business is all about helping us do that in a way that most people never thought about doing. Okay.
Yeah, from a mobile perspective, once again, we primarily, our clients, we do all the advertising for our clients online, but the website's important, right? If we're driving them to a bad experience, it's a waste of money. And 2 years ago, the right message to our clients was, if you had a site that showed up on the mobile device and it wasn't horrible, and you had a click to call and maybe some hours and directions, that was probably good enough 2 years ago. Today, it's totally different, and speed and content are critical. So, the studies have shown that every second delay in a website load speed on a mobile device, you're going to lose 2% of your potential clients coming in. So every time your page is slow or slower, every time they're trying to click through, it's going to result in dollars out of your pocket. The other studies that show, they try to say, okay, what's the intent of consumers and how fussy are they? For folks that were in that Gen Y thing, I'm sure the message was that it's a different beast. But the stats show that close to 2/3 of consumers will bail and move to another website if they can't find their answer quickly. So it's critical. We always tell our clients that online, your website, whether it's mobile or desktop, that's your first touch, that's your first salesperson. Think about that as, 10 years ago you trained your salespeople on the floor hard. Well, you better train your salesperson online hard right now and make sure that that's a great experience. Otherwise, 2/3 of the people are going to go somewhere else.
That you can tie in with Shop RTO. This is a page that was specially designed for search engine optimization. The front of it is very friendly to consumers. It gives them a lot of tips on how to furnish their house, how to find affordable options. But the back end of it is designed specifically for SEO. And so one of the reasons that it works well is because of all those articles that change a lot. When you have a site and you want Google to consider you relevant, your content has to always be refreshing. It also has to have specific keywords that Google's looking for that, which are integrated into the content. And it's designed for you guys to use to help your own search engine optimization. And so the measure of success with this is, of course, that the most visited page is store locator. So you just know that people are convinced that it works, and then they look at this, they look at the articles, and then they go find somewhere to go rent. So with that, you can increase your Google results, your organic results by tying with Shop RTO. One of the things that you can do is that you can write a guest article, and that way your page will tie to Shop RTO will tie back to you, and that will help your results. You can also send APRO news about your company's events and things like that, and that will do the same thing. When you link to these two authority sites, Google finds you easier.
There was also, as I mentioned, this is the third or fourth time I've mentioned this comparison table, but it really did blow us away. And the simplicity of this information is, I think, why it works. When you just lay it out and let people absorb it, they truly, truly understand. Their logic and their rational brain takes over. So this is the chart. And if you haven't got this chart, you can get this chart from APRO. And I can't recommend strongly enough, based on the reaction that we saw to this chart, that you need to make this chart if you don't have this. You need to make it as point of sale in your store. You need to make it as flyers. You need to put it on your website. You need to do anything and everything to put this chart just like this. I wouldn't change a single word. The work is done for you. Boom, just replicate this. This was powerful and this was key. This changed minds.